Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss the new Empire interview of David Gordon Green. Now in this interview, he reveals that he's still playing with the ending of Halloween Ends and is still making changes and tweaks in the editing room almost daily. In addition, he shares his thoughts on the film and what we can expect to see when we watch Halloween Ends in theaters or at home, on Peacock, or both. Let's go! So David Gordon Green was interviewed in Empire magazine in this month's edition, and he had some things to say about Halloween Ends. Now the headline reads, David Gordon Green is still playing with Halloween Ends ending. Quote, it changes every day, end quote. The article goes on to say, speaking to Empire in the Glass Onion A Knives Out mystery issue, Green claimed that he's still tinkering with Halloween Ends ending. It changes every day, he says. In theory, the picture is locked, but this morning, I called the editor and said, what if we do this one thing? There is, after all, pressure to get it right. Ends not only marking the end of this Halloween continuity, but the end again for Jamie Lee Curtis's iconic Scream Queen, Laurie. So guys, this is quite fascinating to me. We are only 6 weeks away from the film being released, and we cannot be certain that David Gordon Green has yet settled on an ending. I mean, it doesn't have to be until, they send those out to theaters and drop it on Peacock. So that is really crazy to think that that he's still not settled on exactly what he wants this ending to be. Talking about keeping us on our toes, I mean, this is about the definition of that at this point. The fact that even with test screenings that have been going on out there, and there's now the latest rumor I've heard is there are 3 different versions of the film, not just 2. So, I mean, it's just getting insane, and no one can be certain of anything. Even those people that went to the test screenings, they can't even be certain what they saw is even going to be how the movie ends at all. And because David Gordon Green himself is still tinkering with it. He's still making changes to that ending now. So all bets are off on the ending, trying to predict it. Good luck. I mean, I've got a general idea of what I'm going to be predicting as we get closer to the release date. But yeah, it's honestly, I think anything can happen. It truly could. I know I say that sometimes about certain films, and I think it applies right now based on all this. I think anything could happen with this ending. You can see it going a number of different directions. I just hope whatever he decides to do, that it's epic, that it's a true final ending, and it delivers. It lands, it delivers, it brings all of the the hype, all of the expectations that we have to a head, and delivers on them. That's all I want. However you decide to do it, whether you decide to kill everybody, whether you decide to have some survivors, all that stuff, we can debate back and forth all day on that. But as long as the movie lands that final ending and we watch it and we feel like, okay, this was satisfactory. This was, maybe not everything was perfect in the movie, but if we can say that they got that ending right, that is huge. That's a very huge thing. So it's interesting that he's still tweaking it because he realizes how much, how important it is. And you only get one shot to do this final and this finale. So I'm glad to see him being that concerned with it. And I just want him to make the right call, make the right decision. Now, the article goes on and continues and says, I speak with John Carpenter and Jamie Lee Curtis regularly about it, says Green, who promises big things for his final slice of Halloween. Quote, it's exciting, uncertain, satisfying, and sad. I've enjoyed the ride, but it's probably time to get off. I think we're going to go out with a bang. So here again, we see another description of the film. This time, David Gordon Green saying it's exciting, uncertain, satisfying, and sad. I think we're going to go out with a bang. So, again, ambiguous, which I like. I'm glad that this movie's been pretty locked down. I know there's been those pre-screenings and some information got out from that. But other than that aside, even that's been held pretty good under wraps. And if you don't go searching for things, which is nice. So outside of the screenings, though, this movie has been really kept under wraps. We don't really have a clue exactly what's going to happen in this movie, which is really great. The trailer didn't show us enough to reveal what's going to be happening like they did with the Kills trailer. Now, granted, there's a new trailer that should be coming out, I would think, in a couple of weeks as we're approaching that 1 month mark away. So, knock on wood, fingers crossed that this next trailer won't be the one that spills the beans and really helps us connect the dots in a way that we've figured it out before we see the movie. Hopefully not. I'm gonna stay on the positive side because of how well they have really kept this under lock and key and just given us these terms like it's going to be different, it's going to make people angry, it's going to unfold in a way that I don't think anyone would ever expect, and now we're seeing exciting, uncertain, satisfying, and sad, all these things. So lots of ambiguous terms for us to consider, and that's really the way I want it, right? That's the way it should be. I want to go into this movie maybe knowing a little bit, but that's it. The rest of it's going to have to be a total surprise as it unfolds on the big screen. Now, finally, we read, still after the ultra-gory murder fest of Halloween Kills, the director claims he's reining himself in a little more this time. If our second film was free-for-all, violent chaos, this is a more intimate, atmospheric conclusion, he says. And this is in line with what he said a long time ago, that it was going to be a more intimate film, not going to be the bombastic insanity we saw in Kills. So he's continuing to say that. And a more intimate, atmospheric conclusion. And remember, he's calling it a coming-of-age film, too. So someone, whether it be Allison, whether it be Corey, heck, I've even suggested Hawkins. It's a coming-of-age for at least one of these characters. And we'll see how that plays out with the Christine influence. But anyway, guys, that's really everything in the article that I thought was worth sharing. It was interesting to hear all these comments. And the biggest thing, though, the ending is still being changed almost daily. All right, everyone. I want to know what you think about David Gordon Green's statements. I want to hear your opinions, thoughts, ideas, and theories about what you want to see and think you'll see in Halloween Ends. So start leaving your comments below right now in the comments section so we can discuss it together. Well, that's going to be it for this update, but I'll be back soon with more Halloween Ends and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thanks for watching.